Welcome to More For Me with yours truly, Kat Necole. What up, homie? What's going on with you? What's good? On one of my other takes, I was like, what's good in the building? And it was so funny to me because I'm not in the building per se. Like, what? How y'all doing? Did you have a good week? I hope that you did. I'm feeling good today. Not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I must share. Still recording on Sundays. Didn't make any changes to the schedule. It is what it is, except for I am recording later. That just happened. But church was so good today. All the way. So I'm still Mountain Dew excited. I don't drink soda or pop. It's really called pop, but soda pop. Let's please everybody. It's called soda pop. I'm excited, amped up, just charged up. It was so good. So this is being recorded out of the overflow. So good. I was like, I'm not even putting on my uniform today. And for those of you who don't watch on YouTube, you just listen. That girl wears an all white t-shirt every single episode, except for one other. This will be the second time I've not worn a white top. Just simplicity at its finest, right? You don't want to be focused on what you're wearing. It takes away from the message. And you're like, oh, have I worn this shirt before? I worn them before because I wear a white shirt every week. It just makes life simple. But this week, shout out to Black History. That's what's on my shirt. But then also, I just didn't want to wear a white shirt. And so it is what it is. Is this your first time here? Well, let me welcome you to the show. If this is not your first time, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. It is a privilege and an honor to have you join me here in the studio, either way. So thank you for stopping by and tuning in. I hope that you come back. I hope that you share with a friend. I hope that you reach out, respond, let me know how you like an episode, rate, review, and all that jazz. Yeah, I'm excited. Bring it together and focus, Kat. All right, guys. So this week, what are we jumping into? There are 5 F's that I believe are associated with stewardship. This is what my company, Steward Little, teaches and a part of our philosophy. Those 5 F's are faith, family, fitness, finances, and friendships. While we were in California, those lovely 18 months, we focused on faith, family, and finances. So this year, I've been blessed to be able to focus on the other 2 F's, fitness and friendships. Now, when I say focus on, it doesn't mean that the other things like, oh, I'm not stewarding that at all. It just means like it's the number one priority, the main focus. And so top of the year, I told French, I said, 2022 is going to be a pretty hard year. And of course, it's kind of like, well, this is a random thing to say. And why would you say so? Well, because I know fitness and friendships, which is really encompassing all relationships, those are going to be tough things for me because I already know I'm not fully submitted to somebody else's plan besides my own in those areas. And that's what's going to make the year very difficult. Self-reflection is the best reflection, you know? You got to be aware of who you are. So I know that I'll have a little bit of a struggle because I'll walk. I'll be talking to y'all about walking. I done bumped my 3 miles per day up to 4 miles per day. I'm committed to walking 100 miles all 12 months this year. Like I'm getting it in. But like the rest of the exercise and working out and other things that I don't already do, I'm like, a little bit hard to get started there. Relationships are hard. And the more you understand what they are and what a healthy relationship looks like this is a lot of hard work. You got to deal with yourself a whole lot and other people. This seems like one of those things that might be easier to be like, maybe not today, right? But that's not what I'm called to in this season. So it's like it's gonna be a tough one. I did though have the privilege of spending some time with one of my homies, one of the original OH's original homies. Get it? But shout out to Kendra, baby gangster, and their family moved to Texas from Illinois. Where we were in Illinois. That's where we met them before we moved to Texas the first time. But then we moved to Cali. So our paths didn't even cross. We have been able to spend more time together these days and kick it with the families and stuff like that. And baby gangster don't play about fitness. At least she's way more serious than I am. So it's going to be a great accountability partner. And it gives us the space and time to continue to cultivate our friendship, our homieship, and grow our bond, our relationship. So those are really exciting things. And I'm like, man, God, I like what you did right there. This is going to be nice. But real talk, that's a glimmer of hope and possibility on my journey. But the reality is the journey, like I said, it's still going to be difficult because I am who I am. Now, my hands and my heart and my mind is open to God and what he's going to do in and through me. I'm not resistant in that sense. But let's say like this journey, this portion of my journey per se, will kind of be like trying to start up your car any day last week in Texas when it was like 12 degrees. Like you ain't just going to start that thing up and get wrong. You got to sit there and kind of get warmed up. You look around and you're trying to calculate, how good your tires are, your traction. Do you have all-wheel drive? Maybe you just sit here because it's icy out, right? That's what this thing is going to be like in terms of my progress. At least that start. It might be a little rocky, might be a little slippery, and you might need to sit there and warm up before you can actually get going. And I know that I'm not alone in that feeling that, hey, I know what the assignment is. I know what the goal is. I know what I want. I know what's a part of the more that God has for me. But the process of actually making progress on that journey, it's not necessarily ideal. Now, I know it's going to be difficult. So then that means that this is an area, or these are areas that I can be prayerful about, that I can connect with accountability partners like Baby Gangsta, Kendra over here, help hold me accountable. My husband is fully in the know, help hold me accountable to what it is that I'm trying to do and how you can help me stay. I've recently been saying, hey, put the train back on the tracks. Choo choo. Let's keep it going. Right. So when I need to put the train back on the tracks, there are other people around me that know the train should be on the tracks and that being derailed is not a good thing or acceptable. Right. But you have, I went way down with the analogies like focus. What's the point here? When you have something in front of you, you know what it is. You know that you want it, but that does not mean that the road and the process becomes any easier just because you're in the know, right? Whether it's calling on your life, whether it's the challenge of the season, you may be able to see like that 4K level of what it is, the outcome. But there's still a process. I heard it said on a podcast last week by Michael Phillips. He was on his wife's podcast, In the Light, by Dr. Anita Phillips, and it just blessed me. So he was referring to some of the miracles that were in the Bible, like miracles that Jesus performed. And he said, it doesn't matter what the miracle is, there's still a process. Whether when Jesus was healing people that had been sick for 12 or 38 years, when the water was turned into wine, there's still a process in everything. The miracle is that time is expedited, right? So the healing was coming, the breakthrough was coming. The miracle is that it happened now. But either way it goes, in double speed or regular speed, there's still a process. And so for me in this season, I find myself acknowledging that there will be a process, that this part of the journey may have more potholes, some speed bumps, and some valleys, but it is a process. And I commit to continuing to go forward and assessing what resources and tools do I need to rely upon or acquire along the way to equip me for this journey. And I want to let you know, not just speaking to myself, but to share with you as well. On your journey, don't do it alone. Yes, accountability in people that know, love, and support you. But first and foremost, don't do it without God. Like scripture says, not by strength, not by might, not by power, but by my spirit, thus says the Lord. God is available and he's waiting for you to ask. Ask for his guidance, ask for his help, and then receive it and walk in it. That's what I'm going to be doing all the rest of my days as long as I can. But especially in this season, as I focus in on fitness and friendships, because these are areas that God is calling me to so that I can become a better version of myself and more Christ-like. But then as I learn and grow, that is something that I can share with other people on their walk and help them on their journey of stewarding what it is that God has given us, right? There's only one temple, got to take care of it. Relationships, healthy community, this is important stuff. God didn't call us to do life alone, but with others. So what does it look like? What is it to be a good friend? What is it like? Not to receive it, but first to be willing to give it. That's it for this week, guys. You may not be focusing on friendship. You may not be focusing on your fitness, but there's something that you're focused on. And these principles apply across the board on our journey in the walk. Make sure you're relying upon God. You can see the end, the outcome. You know what you desire. But remember, respect the process. Don't try to circumvent it. Don't try to move too fast. Don't try to avoid it. Endure the process. Equip yourself along the way with the tools and resources necessary. Let God help you. Praying that you guys have an amazing week and that we can meet here and kick it again next week on the Homieship. Until then, remember, God has more for me. God has more for you. Now let's get it. Take care.